Welcome back, everyone, to the 65th episode of Unravel. Today we're going to be picking up where we left off, although we were playing with a few less people. I realized I haven't switched these out properly, so let me do that right now. We are professionals.
Yes. No, we're not.
There we go. Alright, so because we miss Bree, who's... or Sky. Bree's currently still staying at the Watchers. Her projection ending at the ending of last session. You're playing George for the meantime.
Yes. George is just suspicion of everything. Suspicious.
Exactly.
George is suspicious and very silent because he has a sore throat.
Sure, yes.
Screaming in terror.
Yeah.
So, last session, you arrived at Lavender Hill. You fought the orcs that had taken over the bridges there. And then you destroyed the bridges to make sure that the war band of a 500 to 1,000 orcs somewhere couldn't easily cross into Genova, forcing them either to go ahead and face the forces at Dathrun, a much more fortified city at the northern area where the Genova borders with the Wildlands. Lavender Hill being the only other place with bridges. You basically trapped the orcs on the other side. You then had to wait a couple of days for Angie's brother to arrive before he would arrive with a host of some, I think it was 500 men, who could hold the other side of the town
And we nailed
and
it.
prevent the orcs from crossing. You succeeded in distracting the orcs long enough and destroying their progress, scaring them from crossing the bridge, slowing down their work, long enough for Frederick to come in with his men and defend the other side of the town, giving you a decent chance of staving off the orcs as long as there aren't any massive reinforcements coming. You ended up... fighting a resurrected hill giant skeleton from one. Okay, they got obliterated in less than a round with 3 massive spells. But done is done. The Frederick had arrived, and you brought him with you when you teleported to Rainville, so he could talk to the council and send more men to Lavender Hill to protect it from the orcs. You did that, and upon coming back, this being the 3rd time you helped the council, first by bringing back the crown and helping in the formation of the council itself and bringing peace during the civil war of Genova. The 2nd time when the council was mysteriously made sick by an elemental-like entity who seemed to have worked for the Great Leviathan. And now 3rd time when you prevented the orcs from ravaging the southwestern area of Genova. Having done so, they came with some rewards, giving you access to the palace as well as an advisory role to the council, giving you their ear whenever you deem so fit, and their aid if you ever need it. You were also gifted 7,000 gold, specifically to restore or use on anything else you wish, but to restore an abandoned guild hall that has been left alone or left abandoned since the Civil War, assuming that the members were either scattered or may have passed in that time. You were given this now after a long trek through the Wildlands, having to deal with the new travel rules we implemented. You guys decided to stay there for the day. You could have explored the guild hall, but eventually you had all gone to rest. Just to make 100% sure you're all back up to 100 in spell slots, as well as hit points and everything else by the time you guys came back. Angie, you had spoken with George and Serfoucher, who were planning to meet with you the following morning.
Yeah.
When you do, George will come along. Serfoucher at one point comes into the guild hall after knocking on the door and waiting for one of you to open at least. The 3 of you take a early morning walk to the large cathedral in the center of Ringville, the cathedral to Pelor, the biggest one on the continent, to try and see if, after all this attempt of connection with Pelor, you may find a more clear answer to what he seemed to have wanted from you if you were in such a place of worship. So, you make your way over there. You get a small, quiet area to yourself, like a little chapel, where there's a small altar. There's a large mosaic of Pelor. Both George and Sepharshire have come for emotional support, but them neither being from Pelor themselves have left you alone for the time being. Is there anything you want to do, say, or whatever? It's up to you.
I first want to say a prayer, Pelor.
Hey,
for
Pelor, what's up, my dude?
No.
So, dude.
I want to ask him for guidance with.
How would Angie ask for that?
Oh, Jesus.
Get into the role-playing girl.
I hate this. Because now I have to think about the dialogue.
You don't have
Forgive me,
to.
Father, for your sins.
Forgive me, Daddy, for I've been bad.
I'm sorry, Daddy, I've been naughty.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad, I've been a damn bad girl.
That's how Angie goes about it? Okay. I mean, he is the Dawn Father, after all, who knows?
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
No, she just sits in a meditating pose, closes her eyes, and is like, please guide me in the path of the Phoenix Heart. Show me a way to my destiny.
Okay. I would like for you to roll D20.
Uh-oh.
You sit there for a while. The few candles around the room that light up most of it, except for a small window that brings that is like a sun in stained glass that kind of like shines down upon the central area of the chapel. You sit there. The candles kind of like begin to move a little bit before they calm down, almost as if there's a slight breeze inside. But Angie doesn't notice with her closed eyes. In the darkness from that you see ahead of you gets impeded by the sunshine that kind of slowly begins to crawl across your face. You can see that there's light in the room, but you don't open your eyes. And after some time, you're not sure how long, the vision, the yellowish, blackish color that you can see through your eyelids begin to take shape. A beach. Long open beach where water slowly crawls across it. A large stretch of forest behind it, and on the horizon, a familiar city. You see the skyline of Carleon, your hometown. And sticking out from that, slightly raised on a hill nearby, the castle of your family. As your vision slowly creeps closer to it, you hear people murmuring through a window, and a baby's cry in this very early morning rise, before your vision gets overtaken once again. You are shown next a large stretch of land, floating a few kilometers above sea level, the large floating island of Nieva. The sun cresting above it on a high noon. and you hear the faint flapping of wings. As you see a Pegasus, accompanied by 2 riders, fly over towards it. You see yourself disappear into the distance until you're a small speck. And a familiar abandoned temple to Pelor, partially collapsed, floating chunks of rock covering the inside, and a large altar where heavy chains currently lie, no longer restraining something large that used to be there.
Doesn't sound good.
Familiar voice reaches through your subconscious and goes, "You have already shown much commitment, but the journey of the Phoenix Heart has just begun. To prepare the Phoenix Heart to once again rise from the ashes and bring a new dawn, Pelor has set us out on a quest. In this I am to guide you. After you successfully enchained me in your trials of flight, your next trials begin. Beginning when you are ready. The trial of flame. You see underground cave structures. You see buildings that are abandoned. Tools and carts and barrels and everyday things that have been left out in the streets of this underground seeming civilization. And in the far off distance, in these massive halls, far off in the darkness, flashes of light, of flame, you see happening. Flame that burns as bright as yours. And the voice once again rings out in your head, going, "The trial of flame will test your strength. It will allow you to work as a vessel of the gods, to finish what they couldn't. If you pass this, if you finish what the gods could not, prove yourself worthy to then begin the trial of ash." Vision once again overtakes you, and you see a city, unfamiliar in shape, as it's being clouded with thick clouds of black smoke. A city on fire, far off in the distance. Your vision blurs for a moment before you manage to bring it back, and you see a familiar sight. A large crater atop a large mountain, a small pile of very burnt firewood in the center of it. You see the top of the volcano once again. It comes back. When you are ready, and the world needs it most, the phoenix must burn to ash to rise again. This is where this must happen. When the world's on fire, you will find your strength here. Your vision once again grows dark, but you stay where you are. The night comes back. The hard stone floor of the lava crater begins to crack as volcanic magma begins to shoot and spurt out from areas before eventually the entire top just blows off, that taking over your vision. You see Genova. Large fields of grain decimated by fire, trampled by people. You see houses as you fly over this landscape that have been destroyed. Slowly, this night turns to an early morning sunrise, similar to when you saw Carleon at the beginning of your vision. As the sun slowly rises over the eastern horizon, you look there, see the bright sun of Pelor again, shining brighter and brighter until light overtakes your vision. You come back to where you are in the chapel. Left there alone. George and Sarah are waiting outside for your return. Bring you back to the guild hall.
I will be thinking. This vision. And I promise to be the vessel the gods need me to be.
When you come out, Sarfashare asks, "So, have you been successful in your venture? You've been in there quite a while."
Yeah, definitely.
I'm simply assuming that if it worked, maybe you had stepped far from your religion for some time. And aside from when we last spoke about it and you all went off on your venture, I thought that would start things again, but apparently you had to wait a while. Possibly for the right moment, possibly to tell you, but not sure what they needed you for.
It's gonna be
Well, you've got another holy person in your midst. You will not always need my help in this regard. But if you ever need it, you know where to find me.
I will. Thank you very much.
And if you ever feel like sharing a vision, it's up to you.
Maybe.
You and George say goodbye to Sarfashare at the entrance of the cathedral and make your way back, the two of you, to the guild hall, where you enter in through the stables, climb the first step, eventually entering into the dining room, the private dining room, where you find the rest of your party, except for Bree, sitting. Bree's hardly absent, but everybody else is there. So they now beginning with their breakfast, as you and George have completed your morning adventure.
This is in the private, like.
The private
Yes,
dining
yeah.
room, yeah.
I'd probably be cooking something.
You guys are like preparing for breakfast. Your day is just starting. They just walk in.
Good morning.
You haven't. You guys took quite a rest, but they got up early specifically for this.
Can I, we haven't assigned rooms yet, right?
No.
You
Do
have
we
not.
want to do that?
Good. You guys have the map.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
Why not?
I mean,
We're here right now.
yeah.
Could you turn on the camera? Put it in the middle. We can have them look with. You gotta log in on the thing as well. I think.
Just have graphics on screen.
I wanted to prepare that, but I didn't have the time.
No, it's alright.
So this is the best we're gonna get.
Finally, try out the hacked camera.
Let's see. It's illegal.
No, it's not.
For your ass. No.
There's a pencil. You guys can write down which one you want to be yours and what you guys have a plan. The other ones aren't here. I know that Bree had some idea of what she wanted to do, but considering she's not here,
She has no say in it.
that's what you get.
Well, I'm the chef. I thought it would be best for me if I had the lowest room near the kitchen. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I do want to do something with archaeological stuff, but we'll find some. I'll find a place for that. Maybe a desk. Maybe.
There.
Could I have one of the basement rooms for storage for like artifacts and stuff?
I'll also explain some features of the place in a second, by the way.
Well, I'll wait then.
The only thing I want is a quiet room.
Well, the most quiet is this one, all the way up top.
I mean, if nobody has dibs on it, then
No one has dips yet.
dibs.
Dips.
Because that's gonna be my prayer
That's fair enough.
zone. Oh, then I go first.
Well, no, you do have
Oh,
to
wait,
like
no, I
pick that up.
New preference for a room.
So we can see whether or not it's envisioned. It's a moment, folks.
I am busy. Don't fight my damn horse. Wait, not done yet.
No, it's okay.
Not done yet.
Because I know that George was thinking of maybe having at least having a place to be able to smith,
Mm-hmm.
which needs to have access to the outside for ventilation purposes.
Pallet.
Um,
Dying.
I mean,
yeah,
there are
and just
two
explain a few
storefronts
things.
that works, and outside storage, but I don't think that will work that good for it.
Alright, 1 second. It needs to be a little. Oh, you're turning the. Yeah, I think.
Oh wait, does it need to be zoomed?
Yes, it needs to be zoomed the way it is, basically. There you go. You can tilt it a little bit more that way. Yeah.
This?
There you go. Alright, just to explain a few features.
Okay.
The docks isn't on this. You guys have a dock where you can either put 2 dinghies, 1 large sloop. A large sloop is similar to what John is using, which you guys have fought on and been doing stuff with.
Yes.
Or any combination of those, like 2 dinghies and a sloop, 2 sloops, 4 dinghies.
Dock?
It is on
It's
the eastern side. So this is the ground.
But in which direction?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Which direction is
It is northeast southwest.
This.
there?
This is the large central open space. This is where most of the time you guys come in through. This is what you consider to be your front door, especially if you come in with mounts.
My tent's there to dry out.
You down here. These are the stables. So a dotted line here, it means like there's a fireplace where it kind of goes down. Whilst these dotted lines mean that there are not solid walls, they're the bars.
Yes.
So there's place for 4 horses here. And this exit out here, that leads to the docks. You have to cross.
Exit.
Yeah, there's an exit there.
Okay.
Yeah, you step out on a street. That's just a large street on the side. There's multiple buildings like this on this area. There's warehouses and such. There's docks everywhere, smaller docks, especially because these warehouses, rather than being loaded themselves, as they are in the center of the city, this is more of a place where smaller ships bring goods to larger ships, much larger ships for cargo. So out from there, you have your own little dock area that is closed with a little gate area, like you have a docks just in the real world.
Yeah.
You guys have a ring of keys that has keys to every version of this, every door that's in here.
Okay.
Then this is just a way to be able to get all the way up in the larger tower, while this staircase simply gets you to the private dining room and kitchen. You can, all these are doors. There's a large tavern-esque communal dining hall.
Shouldn't the stairs be like more to the right?
These?
Yeah.
No, these are the same.
Yeah.
There's a large communal dining hall. This area here is a small podium, so there is a staircase there.
Oh no, wait! I was looking at the wrong staircase.
That's possible.
That's where Bree will be performed.
There's a kitchen here that's big enough to be able to make food for that many people. This large communal hall also has access to the storage rooms for either both storefronts that are on the western and northwestern corners of the building. This one is a large storage area. Down here, these rooms are all empty and are relatively similar, except this one can be accessed through this staircase, allowing everybody to access these rooms here. While these two rooms, this hallway and this chamber, are private.
Yeah.
So this is a door you can easily lock to make sure that if you have other people walking around, they can't access that themselves. Again, these are similar to the horse stables, where there are bars here. This is normally where they would keep food to make them not too musky. Did you just rip ass?
No, my stomach is annoying.
Oh. But that's
Like feed me.
yeah, that's the basement. If you go up the stairs, these two sections are completely shut off. If you're on the first floor, you can't cross over to the other. There's many rooms, kind of like a tavern. These were meant back in the day for guild members. There's also a communal bathroom for those people. So everything they need is on one side of the building. Whereas this side is where it begins with the private dining room, private bathrooms, and one private bedroom. If you keep going up, you have more bedrooms until you eventually reach the top of that tower that sticks up.
Yeah.
Which Angie wrote her name on.
Oh no, I wrote her name.
Oh,
it.
well, yeah.
She wanted the most private, which is that one.
Yeah.
And you want the one closest to the kitchen, so you get that one.
Yeah, I also was thinking, like, I want to do something with either with artifacts and stuff, like store them and maybe make a shop or something out of them. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But maybe I could claim one of the storage rooms in the basement.
If you guys at any point want to like knock out non-essential walls, or you want to add doors, for example, that's also possible.
Yeah. Also, since George wants somewhere to smith which needs ventilation, then
Smash up.
Well,
Means-
why not can't we make like a smithy in like?
I mean, we can
worry
use
about
this
can I have,
outside to make a smithy for him.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Like use this to make a smithy.
Yeah. No, that was what I was thinking. That this would be George's smithy.
That's the ground floor, right?
Huh? This is on the ground floor.
Yeah, that's,
this is
that's,
the outside storage, so
outside storage.
will have good ventilation. So that would be his smithy. I will definitely claim a full-on basement for my laboratory,
Everything or just a part of it?
Just like a room.
like one room.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
like
I'm not gonna claim the entire basement.
No, but I thought maybe like this part or something.
No, that's the communal.
Oh, yes,
Do you
sorry.
guys have all the lasers out there?
Yeah?
I'm not sure.
I'm not
You're
sure.
missing one.
No, you...
We have 3 of these. We're missing the green one.
Maybe in
Yeah.
Because
Nexus...
I wanted like
We always has
a
one.
storage room as well, but I couldn't share.
Yeah, but like
For right
we
now.
already have. We have this is storage, this and this are 2 private rooms we can do stuff with,
Yeah.
which I'll claim. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna claim one.
I mean,
Yeah,
is there
go
a
ahead.
library somewhere? No, right?
Nope.
I wanted to make a kind of small library in my room.
I mean, what if we share a basement space and make it a library?
You could do that, but yeah.
And you,
I wanna also have like boxes with like artifacts that are not necessarily magical, but are
yeah,
like,
no, but that's possible. Like
Mhm.
a library, something,
Yeah.
museum kind of thing.
Workspace for
Museum,
you
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, and not a museum for like watching, but storage, information.
I mean,
Stuff
I
like
will
things.
also have books in my laboratory, but you know, I'm a selfish prick. I'm claiming a whole room for myself.
I mean, we could always say that door is locked, and then that could be like a shared library. So
Yeah,
it's the only
yeah.
thing that best would be interesting
Yeah.
in terms of having a library.
Yeah.
I mean, that's possible. We
could
can
do
make
that.
that a permanent locked door.
instead of like this door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We don't have any goat numbers right now.
Um.
Speaking of,
But write down what your intentions are with some of the rooms.
Alright,
Yeah,
so...
you sleep there, you sleep there.
Let me see. Okay, so this would be the library here.
Slash museum, yeah.
Library slash. Yes.
Which one of these rooms do you want?
I have not decided yet.
And this
Doesn't
was.
Doesn't really matter.
Just write one as like Syrah's laboratory.
The big one?
Sure.
Is there a bigger one? Aren't they both the same
Those
size?
are the same size, but you could also choose that one.
No, I'm gonna get a big one.
No.
But I don't care.
I mean, this is also space, right?
That's
Yeah,
a space, but the dotted lines,
Yeah.
those are bars. So like they're kind of like jail cells, but they're used to store fresher foods and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't really have normal.
Okay, so then we make this the.
I mean, you can knock out the
Yeah, we
the
can-
bars and stuff
Yeah,
if you
we
want
can
to.
decide to do that, but
Or we can hold prisoners.
yeah, that's all prisoners. People who don't pay their fee in our guild. Put them in prison.
Sure.
You get
No.
sent to Horny Jail.
Syrah's
Point.
lab.
Everyone.
Yeah,
there's one of those two.
The outside on the ground floor is George Smithy. If you
Yeah.
Yeah, I already did that.
Okay, so
Then we have four
then
more
we have
rooms to
two more
assign yet.
rooms.
Wait, because
No,
I
we-
only have one room.
Yeah, that's your
That's my
private
room.
bedroom.
Well, you don't need more beds.
You're not gonna get an extra bedroom.
No, but I mean, where do you guys all sleep? Because I only
sleep here.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh yes.
that's
you know this.
something we have to decide yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Put it back in the camera.
I'll put it back in the camera.
Yeah, you're good. Okay. Yeah, then you have the. So you have the one space there left.
Yeah.
The two storefronts aren't assigned yet.
Yeah, I might want to do something with the storefront, but we could.
We
I can think
always
of two
decide
more
later,
things we
I
could do
guess.
with the storefront.
Okay, but the
Anything you guys want to do with the big space in the basement? The one empty one?
big. No. Wait, that one?
The
This
jail
one?
one?
That one?
Yeah, that one.
Maybe.
Could we link that to George's smithy?
No. Because the smithy being there is more like is here.
Yeah.
But if you guys put something in here, this is normally a communal room. Why not move that one in there?
Yeah, it's also possible. Because the room is bigger.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because we're using it for two people,
Like
basically.
if we like.
And technically a third who's
yeah,
interested in
three
it.
people. It's like a communal library for us.
Okay.
Like not for the guild members.
I mean, you can always later decide to make it communal for the guild members as well, but that's
Yeah.
for a later
But
date.
for now, it's
For now.
just.
They're not gonna get.
We don't have guild
stuff.
members anyway, so
Because
you know, we can be selfish.
Do we want to have a guild or do we want to make it a.
Yeah, let's talk
profitable
about it
tavern?
later.
Okay.
You can also, take everything out and make it like a warehouse.
We could make it into an evil cult place.
You can make it into
Oh,
an
yeah.
evil
Yeah,
cult place.
we
You can
can
just
also
turn
make it
into a
something
regular
profitable.
church.
Let's make it. Let's worship Cthulhu, guys.
No.
Never. Hard to see. We can share the second floor.
Yeah, the little ones with each other.
Deep thought.
Or do you want to have that one? Or that one?
It's the third floor.
Yeah. So I was thinking, if you want that one, you can get that one.
I'll take that one.
It doesn't really matter where anyone is.
This one, right?
Nah,
A little bit.
it's 75 feet by 75 feet. Like, and every large square I think is a 5 feet thing. I would have to check. No, actually, I don't think.
I think I have the smallest room, but I claim the kitchen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you want to be next to the kitchen.
Every small, like the smallest square that's on there, that's a 5 feet square.
Okay.
Meaning, at least I'm pretty sure.
Me and Chara have the smallest room.
No, you have a pretty big room.
You have the biggest of everyone.
Yeah, you have like. Oh, I imagine you have like two sides that are not
Yeah,
straight.
these are.
Yeah, the little dotted lines, that's where it's lowered that you can't stand.
Because
comfortably.
of
The roof.
Yeah.
But
like
yeah,
you wanted that one, I was like, if no one wants it, I'll take that one. But I was like, if no one else wants
but it doesn't matter where you
case of
sleep.
scenario.
Happens
Technically.
if you guys ever have to jump into combat at any point on. This is what the map.
You'll
The map
take
is
one
made
rest.
to size to fit that.
But
So
that's fine. I'm the
that's the
sorcerer.
only thing aside from aesthetics where you would want to choose to have maybe a beneficial.
That's fine
space.
because I'm the sorcerer, so I should always enter the fight last.
Unless
I
one of
never
you,
do.
unless one of you really wants to sleep in the basement, that's also possible.
Yes. I want to sleep in my laboratory.
Pick out the room
sure.
as well, just in case.
I
Pick out the next-
want to have like a bunk bed near in my laboratory.
I'm not sure how good that of an idea is with all the chemicals and stuff.
Okay,
but
sure. I'll have this room as my bedroom.
You can do that.
I mean, yeah,
Sure.
go for it.
The parties are.
I don't really care.
This is now my bedroom.
I don't exist. It's like, sure, if you want to take that.
To a bed.
Then you are left with a random open bedroom in the private area.
Think.
I knock down a wall. I take that whole
The whole floor?
Third floor.
We could use it for something.
For now, it's just for Fink.
It's
Yeah.
Pink's room now.
It's gonna be my office.
It's gonna be your office.
And George and Brie can fight about which gets which.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your party has done most of
But
bit of
yeah.
a tour yourselves.
So, what do we want to do with it eventually? Because you were talking about a guild,
Yes.
an adventurers guild.
Yes.
I like that idea.
But for now,
Also makes most sense in this campaign
Yeah.
setting.
But for now, maybe. A tavern? Alright, so. Make it a place people can rent.
To make it into like a working tavern.
yeah. I mean, you only have to make a small switch for a guild. You don't really have to change anything.
Well, you don't really have like. Is there a door that leads into the communal area? Just the communal area from the north side.
Not from the north side, but there's one from the east
I
side.
mean,
Yeah.
you have.
Okay.
Yeah, but you also have this room, right?
That's the entrance.
That's
the main entrance.
That's our.
That's the
our
entrance
area.
if you enter with horses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
It's also
our main entrance.
Okay, but what is this then?
A fire pit.
Oh!
What do you think that
That's for
was?
you to cast.
I don't know,
fireball
I
on.
thought maybe like.
It's a communal fire pit.
Let me see. I maybe thought like a place you can.
Well, since
Form.
here it says communal fire
No,
pit.
no, you're correct. Sorry,
That's like the only
I
place.
didn't study it like you did.
I did.
Also, to give credit where credit is
Immediately.
due, the building is based off of a drawing by @PathsPeculiar on Instagram.
Thank you, Pat Peculiar.
You gave me inspiration. So. But
So yeah, if you didn't make this the tavern part and then this the rooms, for now you can make it into a working tavern. And well, we're gone. We'll still get money of it. And then when we're bigger and maybe we all want to settle, then maybe we can make it a guild.
doing either or, you can switch if you want to at some point. But if you want to do a tavern, you're gonna have to find commitment. Like you're gonna have to find people that work there, and there's going to be an investment, to begin with, and then you allow the public to enter.
That's why we got 7,000
But also, but if you want to turn it into a guild hall, that's not public space. Probably still gonna need people to work there. But you're gonna have to find people or start, bringing out the word for people to possibly be able to join, and that's something people would sign up for rather than walk in on. But different guild members could bring different skills, whereas a tavern would bring more income, for example. So there's a trade-off on either end.
Yeah, so if we
I mean,
start...
for now, tavern, yes, and after we come back from whatever quest we're gonna take,
Yeah.
we can do the preparations to make the guild hall.
You guys want to stay here to...
Yes, I want to
Turn it into a tavern
interview
first?
people to hire them for our tavern.
Okay, so
I want to interview them.
is there a specific type of person you'd be looking for?
Well, we want a hostess. You know, the one who keeps track of everything. We want someone who works in the kitchen. We want someone who cleans.
We want only one person in the kitchen?
We want at least one person in the kitchen.
Probably two.
See, what else do we need for a tavern?
Manager.
That's the hostess.
A hostess is somebody who like invites them when they come inside,
Yeah.
bring them to their place, and not somebody who necessarily manages the place. But tell me,
I mean, they can do both.
let's make a list of the people you're looking for,
It's gonna be expensive.
or the roles you're intending to fill.
A cook?
A cook, because a cook can only work for 8 hours. If you want to have your tavern open 24/7, or between certain hours, you may need more people. Then we're gonna have to take days off. There's work that comes into this.
Let's see. Yeah, 3. Would indeed fill the 24 hours indeed.
3 cooks?
2 full-time and a part-time.
2 full-timers and a part-timer.
Alright. 2 full-time.
We don't want to be open 24/7.
No,
Full.
at least not
Or
the...
Like, we don't want to be the early morning hours.
I mean, we're gonna give them meals, like
Midnight hours.
breakfast.
From when to when do you guys want to be open?
I mean, you
from
can...
6 a.m. till 2 a.m.
6 to 2 a.m. From 6 to 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's only very few hours that you're not open.
Exactly.
Okay.
But we only serve breakfast.
Breakfast stops
lunch.
at 10 a.m. Lunch starts at 11 p.m. 11 a.m. There's a whole hour you can't get food.
What?
Lunch stops at
Are we making the worst bar ever?
1:30 p.m.
Well,
We're not gonna do that.
there's also, let's see,
I figured.
depending on the kind of income you're hoping to get out of this, you would have to bring your, because currently it is a squalid place. It doesn't have any money invested into it. It's not, it doesn't have any nice decorations or anything. It's bare as can be. If you want to turn it into a place that has a certain amount of,
Pizzazz.
yeah, a
to
certain level of wealth, you're going to need to invest X amount of money. So, I'll tell you the levels of wealth. I'm pretty sure this should be here. Yeah.
It's just 4 hours. We're not open.
I mean,
But that's why we have 2 full-timers and a part-timer.
These are the levels of wealth you can have. You can have squalid, which is what it is right now, and it would make you wouldn't have to invest anything, but it would do the bare necessity. Like you would only get very little income. You have poor, modest, comfortable, wealthy, and aristocratic. Let's see.
how many do we have to invest for
To
modest?
Yeah, modest.
Just a modest one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a. Let's see. That's a level above poor. It's not near the top. It's doable. Let's see. A modest lifestyle. Let me check. But in the meantime,
I mean, if modest is cheap enough, we might want to do comfortable. Kind of depends on how much modest is.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wouldn't go higher than comfortable though.
No, exactly. Not higher than comfortable.
I would say you can check in 24/7 for sleeping. I mean,
Yeah, you just can't eat 24/7.
How much? let's think about this realistically. How much is it gonna cost us to run this place? If we were gonna run it, how much is
It
it
depends
gonna
on the
cost
amount
us?
of people you are planning on hiring.
Yeah,
And depending on how many
much do we
people
need to
hire, that can
hire?
change whether or not you can stay open for longer or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're now.
I'll make it a
Who's
whole
gonna-
thing now
who's
that you
gonna
guys have
manage
decided
it?
what you wanted to do.
Because we need to hire people. We need someone to
I mean,
manage
yeah,
it.
but
We need someone to buy stuff that well, to provide drinks.
I would say the check-in for getting a room, you can do that even in the night. So we have to have someone in the tavern. We have the day shift and the night shift. If you see. But the
First, second, and third shift indeed.
yeah, the tavern part with the food, the drinks is only open from 6 to
2.
Before we think about this, how well walked is this area? How well traveled?
The main clientele you would probably get if you would open up a tavern here, and there are some taverns in the area because this is the place where a lot of warehouses are, and most of the people work here. There's more guild halls in the area, so other members from other guilds, people that work on the ships or work in the warehouses, a lot of working class people you'd get here. If you're like, for example, if you want to bring this up to like an aristocracy level of wealth, then the kind of clientele you have here would be probably very limited. But you would be able to get more income. This is not really the area where you would get a super wealthy people for your clientele. It's a good point of note, actually.
Yeah, but it's also like how many people are actually gonna visit us in the night.
I mean, you never know, a traveler.
Yeah, but if there's just one person that visits us during the night, hiring someone to sit there all night is just useless. We need to think about this before we actually open it, before we go bankrupt running this place.
You're correct. But it was just a suggestion.
No,
so.
no, but I'm just like.
Yeah. So,
We'll dive into it.
But I'm just
But
telling you.
not
I'm just like.
Yeah.
I'm just like thinking about things that might go wrong.
Yeah, we'll retroactively. When we figured all this stuff out, we'll retroactively later on. We'll
Retroactively.
Not now.
we'll spend money. For now, we will keep the 7,000 separated.
Yeah.
You don't want to go up to comfortable, wealthier
No, we would
aristocracy.
highest we would go to.
I mean, that probably means like you're probably gonna have to invest somewhere near to like a couple tens of thousands of gold.
Yeah, but
to
you
level
never
it up.
gave us a thing. You're like, oh, we should put.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know
I
anything, so.
Yeah.
That's
how
what we're
much?
saying.
Like I
Yeah.
couldn't
That's
plan
why-
ahead.
That's what I need to figure out. So that's what we keep the 7,000 separated from. It would be of help if the kinds of jobs you're trying to look to hire for. You say you wanted to have a couple cooks. What else?
Okay, so we need logistics.
You don't need logistics for anything.
No.
Well, yeah, we need the cooks to like order food and drinks
Yeah,
in.
we need a manager.
So we need a manager.
A manager, like maybe two cooks.
Sure, we'll take
Yeah.
2 for now.
You want to check people in, so you need like someone to check people in.
Yeah,
You want a
like a
bartender?
hostess,
A
a
hostess?
You
bartender.
currently don't have a bar either. You have a
Yeah, no,
kitchen,
that's
but not
true.
a bar. So
We
you
don't
would have
need
to
a
also build
bartender.
bar.
Can we just make this into like a guild hall? It's already built for that. Making this into
You can build a bar. It would just cost a little bit.
you're
of money.
making this into like a tavern
How
slash
much?
inn.
That is.
So
Uh,
that
whole
later
thing
make it
I
into
know. Probably
guild
a couple
hall.
of
But then it's still the
rebuild.
same. Because if you have a bar in the guild hall, then it's also
Yeah,
it's
but
also not weird. So
why
why
would
not
you want to
make
place
a
a
bar?
bar?
I don't know.
They could get drinks from the kitchen.
I guess there-ish.
You don't need to have a
That, but
storefront
this
bar. You
is
can
the
just, like,
entrance.
have-
It's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
This
a
is the
server or
entrance.
two. They can go around and they're like, hey, what do you like? And they're like, oh, I want a beer. And it's like, okay, go get it in the kitchen. You don't need. Then we also need less. Yeah, we have a bartender, but then we need less people if the cooks are there. But then we only serve while we have the cooks in. Like food,
Yeah.
but drinks we could probably have to service.
I feel like we need to think about this more. I see a lot of problems. But yeah.
But the only things you guys are now
But let
doubting between is either a guild turning into a guild hall or turning it into a tavern.
I mean,
I like the Adventurers Guild idea.
I mean, we all do, but for now it's smarter to make it first a profitable tavern.
But
Or
why?
Because money.
Because
It's easier to make it a tavern now if we're gonna plan on going on a whole fucking quest.
Yeah, but
No, it's
do you
not
want-
logical
we,
to make
we
it.
need to do it now, and that
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
we
We
have
cannot
time now.
we can't oversee that right now because that's gonna take a while.
Yeah, but we have time now.
We were talking
Ret-
about saying here like,
Retroactively, we can go
Oh, yeah,
back and
but-
say how long it would have taken you guys to do all this stuff. But now knowing that you guys want to turn it into a tavern, we can we'll take some time outside of the game
Yeah.
over the week. I'll tell you different options for people you could have hired. If you guys want to have a bar, yes or no, how much that would cost, how much it would cost to level it up to certain levels of wealth. But for example, whether or not you want to have a bar is something I need to know. If you guys want to have a bartender or not,
Yeah.
and servers and stuff like that. So that's why we need to make the choice. Do you guys want to turn it into a guild hall, or do you want to turn it into a tavern?
I would say I vote tavern for now.
Because then I know which one I have to look for. Because at the guild hall, you guys would have to go out and find guild members. That you can do during your adventure as well.
That is true.
I'd say just guild.
I personally need like more time to do all the logistics for that one.
Yeah.
But which one of those two is it's going to be? That's the only thing I would need to know, I guess.
So you're saying tavern?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, logically, I don't see a good placement for a bar though.
Yeah, but we don't have to make a bar.
They think real good about what you're saying. A tavern without a bar.
I mean, you have here.
Same thing if you go to a restaurant, then you can still order drinks. You just have to get a hold of a server instead of a bartender.
Yeah, but a restaurant has a bar section for that. They don't do that in the kitchen.
No, that's what I'm saying. We can just do it in the kitchen.
No.
It's possible
restaurant, you
it's
do
possible
it in
to
the kitchen.
do it without a bar if you want to. You would save it on a bartender. Although probably certain levels of wealth would require such a bar to be able to reach it. For example, if you want to go to a wealthier aristocracy, then having a tavern without a bar
Yeah,
is
but we don't do that. We are gonna do this for working people that are sailors and carpenters and shit like that. Like, they don't need fancy shit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
but
I would
you
just
can
having
always.
They have meat
What is this? If I
or ale.
That's a podium.
Okay.
Oh,
Small stage.
So if you make it a bar,
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What is this bullshit of your
What
camera?
is this bullshit?
Camera being hacked and all.
Mm-hmm.
It's Canon interfering.
Yeah.
Kind of say like
No.
no.
Well, this is also, not one that that passed all tests yet, because you don't have a camera who has the firmware for that. I did the best I could with what I had.
Yeah, it's okay.
I
I'm
mean,
still mad at
you
this.
could make a bar where this around this space, where they can check in. Also,
Depends how the stairs look.
yeah, but I mean, you can go up here, and you can go up here.
Alright. I see there's quite a bit of you guys need to still figure out which one you want to do. I'll scan them in, I'll send them into the group so you guys can discuss it outside of the game.
That's the shit you get when you just give it to us right now.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah. So. You guys spend some time in Greenville to be able to do this. At the end of that first day you guys are staying there, however, at one point there is a meal delivery, which you're not super familiar with because none of you have really owned a building before, except for
I lived in a cave.
Exactly. Although there isn't much mail, there's a single letter addressed to Utsil that's being dropped off. That's it.
How rude, they didn't send me a letter as well.
It's inside the letter.
a letter.
Yeah, but
You open it and read it?
yeah.
Okay.
It's a bomb.
It's like a powder leather.
Bombrief.
It's a bioterrorism. It's anthrax.
There's a letter addressed to you
You did
Can
not
we
get
get a
it.
letter prop?
by no specific individual, asking you to meet this evening after sunset in an inn called the Misty Winds. You're told to come alone.
Are you even gonna tell us?
The Misty Inns?
Misty Winds.
Winds.
Misty wins in.
Well, yeah, did you read it out loud or not?
Probably not. I probably took the letter and just like,
Or will you inform us?
huh.
Did you get the letter?
This night?
This night.
Probably right before I leave, I'll say something like, I gotta head out.
There's
I'll be back later.
there's nothing else necessarily that happens that day. Everybody begins to work on what you guys want to turn this place into.
Also,
We don't have to do downtime for that because all of your guys' time would be spent doing that. So we'll figure out how many days that is afterwards. Or at least you guys can, like, if you hire somebody to oversee it, you guys could leave in maybe a couple days. But at the end of that first day, Utsul gets a letter, reads it.
And like, as it becomes evening, and I put like stuff on, I'll just like mention probably something to George and be like, "Hey George, I'm gonna head out for a bit. I'll be back later."
You do then leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like
The rest of you, however, as it's evening time, I'm not sure whether or not George, you just said you left for a bit.
yeah, I need to go somewhere.
I mean, he has a sore throat. Can't ask you more than that. It's not overly suspicious.
It
he
depends.
looks you deep in the eyes with a look only George can give you.
George, not now.
That was not the intention!
But if you tell it to George,
It
wouldn't tell us.
depends. Where you would be in your
I am downstairs in the basement.
yeah. Where would you be?
I don't even know.
Good
somewhere.
This
Where would
is
you
somewhere
be?
he's
I would
out.
probably be out somewhere.
So people are out and about.
So people
so
are out
nobody
and
really
about. So
notices
I
it.
will tell George as I'm leaving the
Yeah.
gate. Like, oh George, by the way, I'm gonna go out for a bit.
Then you hear an explosion coming from down under the ground.
Good luck.
I'm just getting in.
Yeah, you leave, and I'm assuming you make your way over to the Misty Winds.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way over there. You walk into a, if I'm not mistaken, let's see. If you would give me a moment.
No.
Nova.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it anyways.
How dare you?
I know. So rude.
You can turn off the camera, by the way.
Oh, wait.
Do I recognize the handwriting, by the way?
No,
Let me check.
don't recognize it.
Right.
You walk into a wealthy establishment, an inn. People can eat here, sleep here.
Is there a bar?
There's a bar. Yes.
Shit.
Who would have guessed?
In this wealthy one, there is. You walk in. It is busy. There's people from various levels of work. You see ship captains and first mates. You see lesser nobles. You see just similar, richer individuals within the city. You don't see any like super shifty people or poor people walking around. No adventurers either. Most of them seem to be locals.
Can I
It's
try?
pretty full this evening.
Can I try to do this like stealthily?
Entering?
Yeah.
Sure, make a stealth check. Or a performance check, either one's yours.
Stealth.
Okay.
Definitely.
I would have taken
22.
performance even though I don't have a modifier for that one.
Even though you don't really dress the part of most people in here, nobody really seems to bat an eye as you enter relatively quietly.
I'm gonna walk up to the bar and then
There is a number of people working there. Bar is central to the place itself. There's people kind of like scattered all around. Some people are in conversation with each other.
Like wave one of the bartenders over.
One comes over. Female, longer blonde hair, put up in a braid.
How many bartenders are there?
There's 3 here. At the
This
same
is a
time.
wealthy establishment.
Yes.
So maybe 2.
But one of them comes over to you and kind of like leans forward and goes, "Okay, could I help you with something?"
Good evening.
Can I help you, sugar?
Good evening. I would like something to drink, and I got a letter.
Yes.
Someone was looking for me here. I don't know if anyone was asking for so.
I can ask around, but as far as I'm aware, we are not expecting any meetings of any kind. In any regard, drinks, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, some food perhaps?
Let's do some wine.
Moments later, she returns with some food. Let's see. You basically buy a meal in a wealthy area, which will cost you 2 gold pieces.
2 gold?
Yes.
Okay.
You sit there for a while. You get, some not a full like dinner plate meal, but there's some snacks in the bar, and there's some.
I'll try to look around if someone's looking out for someone.
Make a perception check.
Drink hits me hard. That's an 8.
8. No one in particular. You also at the same time try to blend in a little bit. It's a little difficult if you're going to be like looking around at people.
Yeah, it depends. If it takes too long, I'll just like.
You sit for half an hour.
Yeah.
At least. Nothing happened yet at that point. You wait a little longer.
Yeah, I'll just wait a little longer. Maybe like try to look around more.
Sure, make a perception check, but you will give up your stealth.
Yeah, that's what I
If
mean.
you try it again.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
21.
You look around. You do begin to notice that between the mostly human and halfling people that are in here, here and there you see a dwarf, you see a gnome here and there, an elf, half elf. There's a slight scattering. They blend in pretty well, still being the regular humanoids. Nothing that stands out too much, but you begin to notice them where you didn't do before. No one, again, exactly that seems to be looking out for someone specifically.
So no one that I recognize?
No. Strange, but at one point, at the bar, that same woman comes back with another full glass of wine that you haven't ordered. Puts it down and goes, with the compliments from the gentlemen in the corner. And she kind of like has to point it out. Way back in a booth in the corner, hidden away, which you thought previously was empty. There's 2 dwarves and a gnome sitting there. Which, as you look over, they now seem to be staring in your direction. The gnome kind of like waves over with a big smile. Older gentleman with a small grayish beard and a wide mustache. You're not super familiar with these individuals.
Any chance you have caught their names?
I have not. I can go and ask if you prefer.
I think I'll be alright.
Alright.
Thank you very much. I'll leave the glass.
Okay, very well.
I'll walk over.
You make your way over there. At the moment you arrive, one dwarf kind of like sees you arrive and kind of like steps up out of the booth, allowing you to take place where you're sitting. The gnome is sitting in the middle, and the other dwarf is sitting on the left of the dwarf, kind of sitting in this L shape with the dwarf and the gnome and the open space they make for you, and then the dwarf standing next to it, allowing you to, like, gesturing for you to sit there.
I could also stand if you want.
The dwarf seems to be motionless, although the gnome speaks up relatively quick, going, "No, come sit with us, have a little chat."
Who are you people?
Well, we got you a drink, but I see that you left it. We can get you another one if it's not to your liking. That's my mistake. It's just some friendly faces from Coppermund. Let's see, it kind of like whispers to the dwarf sitting next to him, who begins to like wave over a waiter. Come, sit. Let's talk.
You say?
Yeah.
Who are you?
My name is...
Jeremiah.
My name is Eligio.
Oh, I'm so close.
Eligio. You do anything illegal? I'm sorry.
Introduce me to him. I think I will be good friends with him.
Yeah. Eligio? I just...
My associate's here are simply to escort me. Small man, big city, so gotta keep people around. And I heard, well, the name has gone around. Big Five, Utsil, big name. Wanted to meet.
Hey,
Take a seat.
I'll take a seat.
You take a seat. The dwarf kind of like scoots in, locking you between
I figured,
the dwarf and the gnome.
Put my arm around the dwarf.
Make
Hey, big guy.
And like just looks over to you. It's not necessarily like bigger than you in height, but wider than you, which is surprising for.
He lifts more weight.
No, he's fatter.
Oh.
He's just a big guy.
He eats more cake than you.
It helps that we're on the move.
Looks more like a bouncer than like a
figured.
professional wrestler or something like that. But sits next to you.
Is he uncomfortable?
No. She seems to not really care. Eligio sits next to you and goes, I heard we have a familiar, or mutual friend here, luckily, who pointed me out that you were back in town. Armel was asking, told us that you were here, which made it easier to find you. Apparently you guys have been moving around quite a bit.
Well, yeah, we've been...
It's our job.
It's our job. We're adventurers after all.
You are familiar, just out of game, you are familiar with Armel.
I'm thinking real hard. Is that the guy that I learned the move from?
That's the guy.
I figured, yeah, okay.
You came by, well, a couple months ago, and we've been waiting for word ever since. Luckily, we heard that you were back, but soon enough you had left again.
We've a bit busy schedule, I apologize.
I had such an idea. But
Lots of people to meet.
Almost got eaten by a dragon.
I'm happy that you took your time to really sit down in Illinois and have a moment, because, well, now that I have you here, I think it would be more than appropriate to ask you personally if you have any idea where we could find Kieran.
Ah. Those people for Coppermund.
Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed? I have no clue.
See, I can. Come on, I thought. Because, like, sputter off in, like, a bit of a broken dwarvish to the guy sitting next to him.
Can I correct him?
You seem to understand.
No,
it's a short enough bit where he simply goes, like, I thought so. I mean, I'm not the. After some stuff happened and I heard you've been traveling by boat and leaving different directions and coming back from different directions, yeah, I had the idea that you wouldn't know where he is. Otherwise, you would have probably by now taken contact, especially if you did walk away with our 30,000, so...
Mm-hmm.
Last we heard about your recent activities, and we had somebody of us looking out for Kieran and trying to find him, and... well, we haven't heard from her in a while, and well, when we tried to trace the steps, we eventually came around that the person helping us out a little bit in Illinois got in quite a bit of legal trouble. Any idea where Ice is?
Not really, actually.
Deception check.
We can do this.
Do you know exactly where Ice is?
I don't remember.
It is correct that not exactly is true.
Cocked.
That's so cocked.
You roll it back.
Is that not just a 12?
You were gonna hope it was.
No. I have a -1 to deception. That's a 17. One of the best things I could hope.
Total?
17.
Just 18 -1.
Right. Elio kind of like leans back and goes, that is troubling. She was the one getting closest to finding him.
I was going to look after, going to look for Kieran. Because I wanted to find out where he was as well.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
But I've not really gotten too far since we've been busy with other projects.
We went to many places.
Are you
where didn't
familiar
find
with
him.
the?
But I'm not here.
With the arrangement Kieran and us had. Kieran and I.
The 30,000 or what do you?
Yeah. What the goal was of it all.
The only thing I heard was he went out with Ice and then Ice came back without Kieran.
Yeah.
I figured Ice had something to do with it, but...
Well, at first I thought, you, Ice came back to us with some troubles. The Kieran had left with the 30,000. She didn't come back wealthy or anything, so we assumed that he ditched her. Then after you racked up a debt with us, you bolted, and we hadn't really, been able to track you down, so we weren't sure if you maybe reconnected with Kieran again.
Right.
We
I can pay
assumed,
that debt back if you want.
We assumed you would meet up with him, split it 50-50, and maybe make your way overseas to then build life somewhere else with a lot of new cash, but... Seems not to be the case, as we've heard you've been... Well, you went to the jungle first, I think, because you guys were spoken of in Illinois pretty highly. Then, at one point you guys left on a boat here to go far south, as best I got. But you came back again, still no richer. So, I have the inclination to believe you that you have no idea where he is. And if so, he cut you out just as well as did Ice.
That's a long way to say I kind of believe you.
Thing is, 30,000 is a lot of money. And we're not going to be able to get any closer to Kieran, at least not with investing a lot of extra time and money. And if he happens to be dead and the money is gone, then there goes all of our investment. And we don't want to stick any more into it than the 30,000.
I can.
So there's a thing we'd like you to do, considering you're already going to be looking for him. If you do find him, let us know that he's back. Bring him to Kuppermoon if you happen to be so inclined. I'm sure you can find your way back to the bar. Aside from that, if you don't find him and he happens to be dead, anything that he may have discovered or have gathered on his travels that he seemed to be looking out for to try and then sell off to museums and such, we'd appreciate to get that as compensation for the 30,000 he stole from us.
Right.
What if he has nothing?
And what if he has nothing?
If he has nothing and he lost our money,
Mm-hmm.
then we'd like to see him and have a good talk with him to see about what we're going to do to resolve that 30,000.
But what if
he's
we
dead?
find him dead?
You're not here.
No, and what if he's dead?
Then I'd like you to continue his discovery, find what he was looking for, bring him back to us so this debt can be settled.
And so what's in it for me?
First of all, we will, any debt you had with Armel, don't worry about that, that's gone. The debt you owe to us, that's gone. Seeing it as a finder's fee, I think is fair. And if you can prove that he's dead, and that he didn't discover anything, and that there wasn't anything to discover, for which we of course need proof, then we'll get out of your hair for the foreseeable future. Maybe we poke around ourselves a little bit to, really get the inner details. But at one point, an investment can just be lost. I admit that, but
I want to run insight on the fact that I will be okay if I find nothing in.
Sure, make an insight check.
Oh yeah,
That's
baby!
Natural 20 for 22.
The way you see him talk, this seems to have been, because it's been a long time since it's been rented out, this been delivered out. They've waited for a long time. They've been looking for a long time. He seems to be looking for a way to get his investment back without investing any more.
Yeah.
If there isn't anything, you're not sure if he has malintentions beyond that point. Not super clear, erring on the side of, if there were, would be minor.
Yeah, okay.
And of course, if you don't come back, because maybe you find him and he has his 30,000, or he has found the other fact and you don't have the intention of bringing it back, it would be, of course, unfortunate for us. Luckily, we have already been looking into certain aspects, and as we did with Ice when we made the arrangement with her, we took care of her family for the time she worked for us. She never returned. We're assuming her to be dead. We're taking care of her family, and of course, if you do this for us, we'll be keeping an eye on yours as well. Make sure that everything goes right in the meantime.
Why would I care anything about that?
Well, if you don't, that just makes the whole thing easier. It is what we do. If you do go out there and you don't come back, hopefully, of course, if there is the 30,000 left, if you then scatter off for that and we find you, that's going to be another kind of debate. But unless if you do happen to die in this venture for us, we'll make sure that your family's been taken care of. If you don't care for that, all the cheaper for us.
I mean, I haven't even heard from my family in like months or years, actually.
Real funny man you are. In that case, I'm pretty sure we can come to some other type of arrangement. Nonetheless, we'll keep an eye on them. If you have no interest in looking in Kieran, then I hope you're happy with the arrangement with your family you currently have.
Not hearing from them. Like,
So that's only if you choose not to go after him. Of course, do this on your own time. I hear you're a busy person, and
It's such a subtle chat.
so, I don't like that you're threatening people.
I don't like that they took our 30,000.
I don't give a single lick about your money. But I'm not gonna let people die for no.
Then it's very easy. Go ahead and find Kieran and bring back anything you really.
And what if you don't come
Fine.
back?
If I don't come back,
Mm-hmm.
then I hope that new building you've got and those friends of yours are going to be well situated and well protected, of course.
I see. Real funny man. Real funny man.
Simple exchange. You look for Kieran, bring him back, nothing happens. You look for Kieran, you don't come back, you take care of your family. You look for Kieran, you find him, you leave, or you never even intend to look for him because you bolt out the door and then you take a ship across the oceans. We'll take care of your family.
Right. I understand what you're saying.
I thought it was clear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what to do, you know where to find us, we know where to find you. You're free to go. And the one, like, big fat dwarf kind of, like, steps to the side, allowing you exit. Of course, if you want to, you can go back to the bar, finish the drink we ordered you, don't worry about it, that's normal.
No, I figured it was poison.
No, because, well, Ice being dead and all, we need to be able to find a new way to invest without investing. Poison wouldn't help us in any way. Also, there's a reason we're in a public space.
Fair enough. You could have been spiked.
No, don't worry, we're
Right.
good. Just let us know when you're going after Kieran, leave a message, send a letter, anything like that will help.
I can have my friend send you a message.
That works.
Every single day if I want to.
Very well, that's more than fine. As long as you let us know when you go after it, and then we can
Right.
have an expected firm time frame of when you should be back, and we'll be able to we can contact you over long distances just to make sure that you're alive or dead for sure.
So, if you've done such thorough research, why haven't you figured out that I haven't spoken to my family in like decades.
They seem to have another type of story, but I seem you've gotten it wrong.
Can't recall talking to them. Oh, okay. Anyways,
Have a good evening and
don't choke on.
good luck in your ventures.
Don't choke on a piece of a nut.
Oh, yeah. You are free to leave, unless you wish to do something else.
But there are drinks.
I don't have anything to spike it with.
Short after you leave, there's like a plate of food that was brought to their table. They continue their dinner.
Okay.
Does someone choke? So
No.
I will walk back to the church.
By the time you eventually do get back to the guild hall, everybody is asleep. The day after you guys have concluded your business on preparing for whatever you want to turn the guild hall into has concluded. You guys are free to do whichever way you want.
So we're traveling to
The morning after, unless any one of you wants to very specifically do something, there is a knock on you guys' front door, which rings out through the empty guild hall.
Which one? Like
The front door. What would be the entrance of the tavern if you had it?
I run up to it real quick.
Make your way over there. Open it. Standing outside, you see Frederick with a single guardsman of his, kind of like looking down at you, expecting someone taller. At first,
Who are you? Do I know you?
it's Angie's brother.
I know.
Oh, so you Just so you know, you recognize him. He goes, yes. I gave you this.
Oh yes.
I don't remember that.
Can you prove it?
I really did not think it necessary. I did not know. I don't have any.
Do you pinky promise that you are not an imposter?
Make him persuasion check.
I'm so persuasive.
My brother doesn't do pinky.
Ah yes! A 1!
Yeah, no, my brother doesn't do pinky promises.
He goes, thanks for letting us in. Kind of like pats you on the shoulder, more head like, kind of like, and then steps past you into the,
their child.
the guild area.
Like a dog.
Before then turning around and going, where could I find Angie?
All the way at the top.
Well, I actually need to speak to all of you, so if there's a place that we could all meet,
1 floor above.
I'll follow your lead.
Okay.
The door gets closed by the guardsman before you eventually make your way to the dining room with Frederick.
Yes.
There's probably something like in a big pot. In the hot pot, I put the hot pot there on like a small fire. Yeah.
What's do you have 2 pens for me to borrow?
I'm not awake. It's just like been, like,
I'm
simmering
grabbing 2
overnight.
pens from the pantry.
Where are you going? Oh, pens.
I thought pens. I was like the right
Pens.
way.
No, I thought
I am
pens.
clanking them against each other.
I just thought you had like pens and you were going ting ting.
No, ding 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 met pens.
Alright, you guys are all
And your
rudely awakened.
Trousers.
Nope.
And like
I'm waking you all up.
You are all rudely awakened by the loud noise.
First you're
tent.
like, George, it's way too early.
Then you realize you're not in the tent. George is pretty far away if he's smithing.
I'll just open the door.
Do I hear this?
Yes,
From
you
the
do.
top of my tower.
Oh, that was you.
Yes.
Yeah, Zira's standing right outside your door, basically.
If you wanted food, you could have just asked.
I wanted to wake up Angie because our brother is sitting right there.
It takes like 15 minutes, 30 before Angie's done.
Also, yes, I would like some food, please.
Did you want some?
No, I ate. I wasn't.
I got a good stew on the stove right now.
Do you have eggs with that?
I could.
Thank you.
I've had my breakfast already. I have been preparing to return to Unravel, but wanted to
It's a good
speak to.
stove. The meat has been like cooking for hours. For the
Did you
last
have fish
part
for
of the day.
breakfast?
No.
Did you have fish any time these past 3 days?
Yes.
I can smell it.
See how we don't have fish.
No, but I can smell his breath. He had fish these past 3 days.
Is the rest also coming down, or is it
Yes.
just the two of you here? Okay.
Did you see what I did with the pants?
Well, currently the only one that came down is Ursula as
That's
well.
because
That's
the
my
room.
Right.
The rest is above.
Eventually,
Oh,
Angie
wait,
also.
Yeah, grab your dinner. I'm not holding you.
Why
Something to
was
drink.
I? What was that sound? Because it didn't sound like George.
It was a Zera.
Hi.
You want something to eat?
Yes. Hi.
Big
I need to
bacon
talk to your
eggs.
group.
Thank you.
Sorry, I had to fart real bad. That woke you up.
That's terrifying, but somehow not surprising.
Bess, you also come down?
No, Pink is flying down. Best fucking lazy is like after they were like.
That thing is like flying around like
So Pink is just coming down. Vessel looks through Pink and I'm fine.
Freddy kind of follows it. He goes. I need to talk to everyone, or you're gonna have to relay the message.
I believe George is also coming up.
He still has a sore throat.
Well,
But he can listen.
I finished recruiting some men to travel with me to Lavender Hill. But there was something Emil asked me to relay to you. He is currently, well, preparing the overall strategy to talk with the other nobles to really prepare an offensive to get rid of this problem, because we cannot let it linger for too long.
Here you go.
Thank you.
It's like a plate filled with eggs.
Reach news of the oh wait.
Sorry.
News of the orcs have at this point spread through Genova, and most places of Mournadale have heard about it, and what we can gather as the council is that the public is in a general position of unease. After the Civil War and the formation of the council, we planned on doing a countrywide festival, but our sickness forced us to postpone that. Now the council is dealing with the orcs in the west, and we wish to deal with it as fast as possible to really bring back a sense of security, at least in the western areas. Now, I need to ask you, on behalf of Emil, if you are willing to retrieve a historic item. His family.
From the kitchen, you just hear me yell. Historic item?
It's like at the kitchen is at the end of the table.
Yeah.
I'll still yell.
Yeah, sure.
Historic item?
He goes, the council wishes to deal with this orc problem before the year is over, and that somewhere next year we hope to do this festival. To bring a sense of nationalism back to the country. People believe in the council again, that we are not only here to bring bad things. To be fair, anything that has happened since has been bad. But we need to put a sense of security in their minds. Doing this, we here in Rainville, where most of the members of the council will be, we are planning on hosting somewhat games, gladiatorial combats against. We have monster hunter groups out in the wildlands currently catching creatures and beasts that may be used in this to kind of bring a representation of how Genova can overcome the dangers that may haunt us from the wildlands, because people need to feel safe again. Now, Emil specifically wanted to would prefer if a champion of his could be wearing a set of armors that was given to his brother by a clan of kobolds.
What does it look like?
Hmm?
What does that armor look like?
It is a deep black coloration. It is more specifically There are pieces here and there, and some of them are lying in museums of adamantine armor that has been recovered. It is supposed to come from some very old civilizations that came here before Genova was even founded, before the Dawn Wars. It is old, but we need to make a trade agreement with a colony of kobolds at some point, and allowing them to trade with Genova, bringing them some sort of security. In exchange, they give us a full set of reconstructed adamantine armor.
Which colony of kobolds?
I will explain the details once I get to it, but the problem is, after Iman's brother died, they, presumably, somebody stole that set of armor. We assume that after we had terminated the trade agreement with the kobolds, we assumed they had stolen it, and thus we terminated the agreement. And we've been looking for it, but have been unsuccessful so far. Emil sees this as it was something his brother valued, and he wants to have it back, and be worn on that day as a representation of strength. Considering a third of your group is made up of kobolds, we thought you may have a better chance than a group of humans waltzing up to this clan.
Depends on which kind of kobolds.
Well, we have scouts in the wildlands looking for this. We tried to trace this clan where they moved. The most up-to-date information we have is that they are red kobolds. They are hiding somewhere near the western side of the large volcano. They are dug in pretty well in some hills a ways west of there. They are following a new red dragon at this point. For the longest time they simply ruled themselves, but since a little over a year or so, the dragon they call Vormis. Sure, on this individual, this dragon has not made a name for themselves, which leads us to assume that it is young.
How do you spell that?
Voormis. We need this armor back. Emil wants it back. It is something his brother appreciated, and he doesn't have that many memorabilia left. We wish to send you out on this. We can give you all the details of location that our scouts have, but at some point you're going to have to look yourself, because we simply know a general area. If you're interested, if you manage to retrieve the armor and it is still in good condition, you will be given 4,500 gold pieces. Aside from that, we haven't had to deal with any dragons in a long time. Any dragons that maybe out there haven't really shown their faces or made themselves known to the countries of...
Well, they're feisty, I can tell you that.
You are familiar with dragons?
A black dragon.
I mean, we've met one.
I've met two.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm actually
just
not
jealous.
that close to meet another
Maybe.
one.
This one is young, right?
Assuming so, there's a reason
That's good.
the council has decided to, aside from adding a bounty to the armor itself, to put a bounty on the dragon. It is currently still young, but if we steal from it, we have a reason to believe, well,
It might burn things down.
yes.
Dragons
Or at
do
least
that,
if
yeah.
it tends to grow up, it may
We saw that one.
cause to be a real danger to Genova. We are not. Apparently, you're familiar with other dragons. Should we be worried about this?
Well, we found one like ancient fortress which was burned down by a dragon, so probably.
I
As I
believe
said-
there is a big chance this dragon could be a thing.
Well, not
If you
right
don't
now,
get
but
too close, they don't care. I mean, maybe if we...
I'm not
This one is
familiar
young,
with red
and
dragons.
considering we want to retrieve an item that has been stolen from us,
And also just trade.
we hope that it doesn't grow old and vengeful.
I have
What's
a
the time
question.
frame on this?
We, as we said before, somewhere next year around this time, we wish to hold a festival, possibly to combine it with the turn of the new year.
I have a question.
Yes.
But what if they don't have the armor?
If they don't have the armor, then we will have to continue looking. But we have kept an eye on the Kobold clan, and it's been difficult following them, but we have reason to believe this is the right one. Again, even if they do not have the armor, if you do take out the dragon, there's a 2500 gold piece reward on itself, because the orcs are enough trouble. We don't need dragons on top of that. That added to that we have not dealt with dragons in thousands of years, and only recently they've been reawakened, and everywhere we find them we try to nip dangers into the bud before they tend to spread too far. This being one of them.
I mean, I assume they've been awakened for their entire life, right? Wasn't the awakening like 100 years ago?
The awakening was 100 years ago, but if a dragon, if the giants and the dragons that have been spotted since then, especially the dragons have been very young. Any dragons that have been spotted, this being one of them. He goes, if you somehow manage to convince the kobolds to give you back the armor without any issue, we do not force you to go ahead and fight the dragon, because they are, from what I understand, rather dangerous. But a red dragon not too far off of our borders can be a problem in the future, and we'd rather deal with it while it's young rather than if it's old.
I mean, it takes a while for them to grow old.
Yes, but we are keeping an eye out for our future generations.
How considerate of you.
Thank you. Now, these other dragons you speak of, you're familiar with them? Is there something of that we should worry about? Are they...
I mean, his dragon lives in the swamp.
Fink just
Somewhere.
goes over Zero's mouth.
You're not there. Fink goes over just...
Yeah, I
Just
am
like-
there
yeah,
for Fink.
yeah,
Okay, this
swallow
is
Sarah.
crazy.
Just goes,
He's like,
in the swamps? Somewhere.
It's none of your concern.
Well, considering they are large and dangerous,
Yeah, the other one lives in the jungle, so...
how large are these? You're kobolds, you're familiar with
Pretty
dragons.
big. I don't know how large a young dragon is, but these are pretty big.
We have had, from when it was spotted, it seemed to be of no longer larger than a horse. But to be fair, that is me hearing it from someone who heard it from someone who heard it from someone. So maybe not the most accurate of things.
Mine is way bigger than a horse.
I'm not sure if I should believe you. You're...
You don't have
His
to.
head is even bigger than a horse.
Okay. If there is real danger that we need to know about, we would be preferred to informed, but considering the swamps is far, this is right in our backyard. That is fine.
Yeah, I doubt those other two will be as much of a problem for you.
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't
We
believe
just stare at them deadpan, I think.
He seems not to believe you, indeed. He's like, he very much gives the vibe of like, that big doesn't even exist. Like that's myth and legend, kind of. That
Like dragons.
like dragons until the reawakening 100 years ago.
My dragon is very
So if you're interested in that, you can go after that. We just wish for it to be completed before the end of next year. Considering we are a month away from the year's turn, or 2 months away from the year's turn at this point. We hope that you can at some point find time to do this.
Oh damn, we're getting close to my birthday again.
But I also heard you had more other travels to do, places to be.
yes.
We do.
I heard the next stop would be Eleanor.
Yes. My good friend lives there. He lives in a tree.
Be careful about the dragon, eh?
Why would I? He's my family.
What?
Freya is my family.
Yes, of course. Regardless. If you have retrieved this, we'd like to know. We'd like to keep. If you do
We'll tell you.
choose to begin the travel, we'd like to be up to date as well.
We can just trade armor.
What?
Adamantine or adamantite?
Adamantine.
Not tight. It's
But once you have retrieved it, you will be given your reward at the palace, as per any other arrangement we've had so far. But I will not keep you any longer from the travel to Illinois. Good luck with your event. Before then, again, like patting you on the shoulder and walking out with his guardsman.
Against you.
Angie? Do you like your brother a lot? Because I need to know my next words. Depends on how much you like your brother.
Huh? Sorry, what?
On a scale to 1 to 25, how much do you like your brother?
Why 25?
Because that's a good number.
Which one?
This one we just saw.
Good question. I mean, maybe 20.
that much. You have to think about it. I think it will be.
Is that coming from Fink?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Your brother might not be the brightest candle out there.
It's quite dumb, yeah.
I mean, that wasn't the secret. I mean, he has never been really, you know,
I mean,
out in this world.
I can understand not believing the whole of dragons. Getting
Writing
that
off
big for
people's-
people who have not good writing off like that. Like,
I mean, let him stay in his naivete.
He is not.
I mean, I feel like I'm losing brain cells standing next to him. And I'm the smartest in this room. It's very bad if I start to get down.
Anyways, we can do this whenever we want.
As long as you do it in the next
End of
year.
next year.
For the end of next year.
I mean, when we find out Skullboats, we can be like, hey, wanna trade this very cool armor for that lame armor? Just trade them into thinking that
Just-
armor is lame, because we have
just
fire
make-
elemental armor.
Just, yeah. It's red
Which
armor.
is
so-
George's armor, really.
I don't know.
He has
I don't
full
think
skill
we use
mail.
it.
He wants to.
He's wearing plate now.
Yeah, play mail.
We still have that no, not carvers, the scale
The
armor.
car. Beep beep.
I don't have. We have a tethered set of scale mail from thick scales of receivable creatures, and we have 2 golden scepters.
We also have fire elemental armor.
Bree's wearing that actually. Which, when you gave it to her, it turned spectral and then disappeared when she disappeared. So Bree's wearing the fire elemental armor.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
Was that by the way like a thing we all had that he just like appeared and then
She was there for like a week or so.
we can also just give them a big egg.
where would how,
I mean, there's a big egg, and I open a portable hole, and it's filled with 1 egg.
I
I
have to
missed
think
that.
about something.
Right, you weren't there for it. Right. At one point, after you guys were done at the volcano fighting the fire elemental, when on your way to travel back, you guys robbed a rock nest.
Robert Rockness.
Stole an egg, met with a or an earth genasi. That's the one that George told you about. That was like being remolded by the leader of Comlord, the Earth Elemental Town. You guys found the massive quarterstaff of the stone giant. You guys found because the quarterstaff was also in the nest. Apparently, that stone giant now lives at Comlord. The Earth genasi took it with him, and you guys took the egg from a rock. And the Earth Genasi warned you about doing so, but you did it anyways.
Actually took that egg?
Yes. Look, it's right there.
Yeah, I can see it.
And she will leave for her room.
Anyways.
Deep in thought.
So,
Bye, Angie. You didn't
That's-
even finish your food. I made those eggs were nice.
I take our plate.
I didn't even touch it.
It was
I
like with
take her
grated
plate.
cheese and with like spring onions
Yeah,
and
I'm
like fresh
allergic.
herbs
I
and like
I
with
put
like
the
little
back
bits
the
of
portable
bacon.
hole.
Hmm.
I place my head on the table and I do this with Angie's plate.
Sure.
but with that, unless there's anything else you guys wish to do in
Made more.
in Genova, we can. Because let's see, we had just. I'm gonna have to keep track of the days. Let's see, the day after you guys
Did
got
whatever.
the guild hall, that's when Utsel talked with the gnome.
Eligio.
The illegal
Um,
though.
Such a dumb name, I love it.
Eligio.
Illegal.
Then this happened. You guys took a couple of days. We'll have to figure out how many. But the day after that, somewhere, you guys met with Frederick. Let's see. Okay. But there's some time in between there. Then you guys would have to begin your travel to Illinois. Unless there's anything else you guys want to do in Rainville. If you want to buy anything here, sell anything here,
It depends how long we stay here.
you guys, well, any time you guys spend the day figuring out the guild hall, like assigning your rooms and stuff like that. Then the morning after, the evening, then you talked with Eligio. The following morning is what happened just now with Frederick.
No,
Any time in between then,
Mhm.
which we're going to have to add in later, you guys spent your entire day finding recruits, building up your guild hall or tavern.
Okay.
There's no downtime in between.
Okay.
That's what you guys. We're gonna have to find out if that takes you 2 days to like find people and stuff like that. Then it's 2 days. If it takes you a week, then it's a week. But that's your guys'. You guys have been busy with that. So
This
to
is
find
for
out,
right now.
yeah. So between you talking with Eligio and Frederick meeting is some undisclosed amount of time that we're gonna have to figure out after.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but it's not downtime.
It's not downtime, no.
No.
But if you want to buy anything here, especially Freddy and Finis is going to be. You guys currently still have the discount. You're not sure how long that would last.
Healing potions, probably.
Yeah, if you want to buy anything like that or anything from their shop specifically, you would have to do it now. Because if you guys go to Ilnor and go to any of the other excursions we've been talking about, you won't be coming back here for quite a few sessions.
What's the discount again?
30%.
30%.
Well, they're shopping.
If anybody goes shopping.
I did.
Well, they're looking, so.
I wanna see.
I want to visit the library.
You have access to. You have library access.
Okay.
There is a public library that has less information. There's one at the palace that has more specific information, but
Probably.
less in general.
Palace.
Okay. But you have free access at this point.
Yeah, no, I want to see if I can find anything about an underground city.
Sure, making a.
That's not lived in.
Oh, there's one you would know of,
Okay.
just from general knowing the world. The largest abandoned underground city is Homunda, the abandoned dwarven city. If you want to start go looking for more specific ones, you can. But that's the biggest, clearest one
Can
that
I
would just
find-
come to mind.
Can I find any information about why it's still? Do I know that? Why?
Make an investigation check. Otherwise, there's a certain amount of information there that I can give you. Investigation or religion, up to you.
Doesn't matter. I'll make it religion. It's a natural 24-22.
Religion?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a saying in Dwarvish. Let me find it real quick.
Yeah, I can.
You can read Dwarvish, right? Let me find it.
Yeah. I used it one time.
You guys figured it out one time that you guys could talk like in a circle
Yeah.
to not speak common, and Dwarvish was part of that.
Yeah, I know dwarves were part of it.
Yeah.
There's Dwarven sage
Dwarvish,
saying.
Draconic, Elvish. That's how it went.
Dwarvish saying goes Dag und die Erd berust, moet unrost belest. Which means, in common, that which lies beneath the dirt must be left undisturbed. Which is a message supposedly left behind by Moradin, the god of the dwarves, telling his people not to venture into Homunda. Because after at the end of the Dawn Wars, it was abandoned, supposedly in a battle between Moradin, Pelor, and the Torog, the Crawling King. They had lost the battle. All the dwarves were forced to evacuate, and everyone moved into Coppermoon. Everybody was told not to re-enter Homunda. They left him eventually when the Prime Deities won the Dawn Wars overall. Torg was also shunted to the Outer Planes. But there was some sort of a curse or a creature or something left behind in Homunda which left it uninhabitable. Which is why Moradin told his people not to go in there. Like, that's basically where, after the Dawn Wars, the next chapter of the Moradin Bible starts with "Don't go into Homunda." It has also been like a dwarvish superstition ever since then. It's also the reason why Coppermunda is currently suffering from a overpopulation. Whenever everybody from Homunda moved into Coppermunda, first it had a very big economical boom. Right after the Dawn Wars, every other country was devastated by it and needed resources to rebuild. The dwarves helped with that, became super rich. Didn't want to let a lot of the other races in, becoming very rich. And now that Coppermunda is, like everybody else, kind of restored themselves from the Dawn Wars, now Coppermunda is suffering from the overpopulation thing. There is some bad blood between some of the races as well as with the dwarves, which is the reason why Illanor didn't accept the dwarves, like just moving into Dorelia in the beginning. The only exception being Barbadoof, gladly allowing more dwarves to move into them, but being on the other side of the Wildlands, that's very difficult. So Homunda being abandoned has consequences that have lasted over 3 millennia now, that they are now suffering from.
Okay, can you tell me the saying the once again?
That which lies beneath the dirt must be left undisturbed.
Lies underneath the earth?
Underneath the dirt must be left undisturbed. Could you plug my charger? Thank you. Reaching with a 21 in your research, or 22, you would also find that, especially in recent years, there haven't been like big scale attempts to go back into Homunda, but there have been artifacts from it that have been resurfacing, hinting to the fact that people may be venturing back in.
Okay.
Again, rolled natural 20, rolled really high. It does. Currently, it just seems to be abandoned, haunted. People say that what you find is people have found warnings in the forms of very old magics, undead creatures, a whole host of creatures seems to have taken over Homunda, but not to the scale that it once was. So there's like some creatures from very, very deep beneath the earth seem to have moved back in. But an account you would find, the accounts you find of people that would have moved in, nobody like kept detailed records or anything, but nobody has been in for more than like a week, maybe 2, which, considering the size of Coppermunda, wouldn't get you very far.
Okay, but I don't know anything about flames or
Down
fire
there?
related to.
Except for the fact that there's forges there that use flames and stuff like that, and that's a big part of their culture. Specifically with a religion check, you would find out that flame comes up whenever there is talk of the fight between Moradin and Torok, because Pelor was helping on the side of Moradin, using the Flame of the Dawn to fight it, basically.
Okay, and just for Angie's sake, can she draw the vision she had of the underground city?
Sure, make a performance check. Or, this is more trying to recall, because it's been a bit.
You need to check if the camera still is on.
Whoops. Did you accidentally unplug it?
Yeah, I did.
It's okay.
I plugged it back in.
It would be a performance check, but it would be using your intelligence instead of your charisma. So are you proficient in performance?
No.
Okay, then it's just your intelligence modifier. If you happen to be proficient in performance, but you have to roll with intelligence, like in the case with this check, you could have also still added your proficiency, but you're not proficient, so it's just an intelligence check.
So it's just
Yes.
21.
I know.
21?
Yeah.
Okay. Specifically what you find, or what you recall, is a long hallway, which seems to have been a place where there's like warehouses in the side, like it's the entrance to a mine. But at the end there are these very thick pillars. You're not sure what it is, but it seems to be and there's still like tools, and there's places where people work. This was probably the entrance to the mine where Homunda was expanding towards. So very, 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 very deep.
And I for now know enough.
Okay. So, you guys can think of what you want to do in Rainville before we leave to Elnor, but we are going to be taking a break of 10 to 15 minutes. After that, we're going to jump back in. We're going to finish up stuff in Rainville. Then we'll jump over to Elnor.
Yeah, boy.
With that, thank you for coming out. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone. Second half of episode 65. We're going to be continuing where we left off, right before the party. You guys spent most of your time in Rainville. You've arrived there. A day of assigning rooms, and then Utsul talked with Eligio. Then, then some undisclosed amount of time happened in which you guys worked on your either guild hall or tavern, which we're going to have to talk with everybody about that around the game, but we'll come with a conclusion hopefully next week or the week after that. But we'll get to that. The day after you guys rounded up all your stuff, and when you were ready to leave, Fredrik came to talk to you, asking you whether or not you wanted to venture into the wildlands, find a clan of kobolds that's now being ruled by a young red dragon, retrieve a historical set of armor from the clan, and if you don't mind, also take care of the red dragon before it grows too big and dangerous. Being given this new quest, you only had to finish that before the end of next year, so you have time. Considering you had other things to do as well. You're planning on traveling to Illinois, considering you're not going to be able to teleport there because Bree is not there. You're going to have to walk. But you had after you finish your talk with Fredrik, you guys have the rest of the day in Rainville if you do want to do anything here before leaving.
I wanted to look for potions at the...
Oh yeah, by the way, sorry. And if there isn't much to do, then this can also be one of the days of travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to get some potions there.
Aye.
I should still have a normal healing potion, I think.
Do you have it?
We won't drag things out. You guys have met Freddy and Finnish. Freddy is still the grumpy old dwarf or halfling sitting in the back. doing the registry, while Finnis, the younger half-elf, kind of like talks around the shop and really interacts with customers and stuff. There is, when you do walk in, there's a familiar quarterstaff, as well as a familiar necklace in there that you've seen being worn by Angie before, but not as of late. But they are in the shelves at this point for a couple $100 gold each. You want to buy?
Did you tell people how much she sold it for?
I don't think so. It wasn't that much.
Nope, definitely. But I traded them.
Yeah, she traded them as part of her payment. But
Tell yourself that.
but you wanted to buy stuff there. So, what did you want to buy? Because you do have a 30% off.
Yes, I was looking.
I will be double checking that.
Well, I've like figured out the discount and stuff.
Yeah.
I was looking to get like a superior one. 350 gold.
A single sphere is 350?
If I'm correct, like 500.
Oh no, just tell me the full amount. I'm gonna double check that.
Oh, 500 gold.
Okay, so one superior.
2 greater, and an extra normal.
How much is a greater each?
Greater each is 200.
200, so a total of 400 for the greater. And what else?
A normal one.
One normal for 50. For a total of 950.
Mhm.
Let's see, times 0.70 should be a total of 665 gold.
Let me double check that. I think that's good.
500 plus 400 plus 50 is 950, and then that times 0.70, which is 70%, a discount of 30%.
How much did you say?
665.
Yeah.
That's what you
So
buy?
that's what I buy.
Do you pay all in gold?
Yes.
Okay. So
You at least have that.
665.
Yeah, once you have gold again, I can make you a messenger bird.
Alright, keep that in mind. After the session, I'll grab the potions and give them to you, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it. that's what I wanted to buy. I wanted to buy potions.
Okay, in that case, you guys are going to travel to Illinois, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we clear the space?
Space.
See, this is Genova. No, sorry, this is Genova. Please overlay those two. If you do not mind. Well, too bad.
No, I think this one needs to be higher.
Uh-oh.
Because that.
This is this.
Yes, and this is that.
Yeah,
Do we know where the map of Illinois is?
we did it.
Yes.
It's not there, I think.
Let's just keep it here.
It's not this
Yeah.
one?
Don't think so. It's smaller. It's a smaller.
Yeah,
place,
it's a
I
much smaller map.
Only this annoys me. There's no.
think. You can find it there.
I can't find it now. Is it there?
I haven't had it. I haven't had the actual map in my hand.
Yeah,
for
we
a
haven't
while.
used it in a hot second. But I have an idea of how far it is. This is just a gauge of how long you guys travel.
Yeah.
So you guys are all the way in Rainville. You can travel past Sirey, or you can go through it if you want to.
That's probably not smart.
Hmm?
It's probably not smart.
To go through?
Yeah.
I mean, actually,
A
you
lot
can.
of people.
I mean, there isn't like a ringbaan or anything, so you can't really go around. So you actually do travel through, unless you want to travel straight up north and go through Carleon. Do you prefer travel routes?
Yeah, I don't think it matters much.
Or we go through with my family, or not my family.
Which one do you guys want to do?
We either go through her family or the people who definitely hate her family.
Flip a coin.
Yeah.
No, Sirey doesn't hate your family per se. Sirey is from Lady Davidor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, roll a
They don't hate my family.
1, 2, Sirey, 3, 4.
That's Boone has the
Carleon.
biggest problem.
3, 4, Carleon.
Carleon?
Yeah. We'll do that.
Okay, you guys travel up north. So every dot is a day. Actually, no, because are you guys traveling on horseback, or are you leaving your horses?
I mean,
Because if you're going to the Arctic, you're probably going to need different mounts. If you're going to the jungle, you probably can't bring any mounts.
Yeah,
Let's just walk.
let's walk.
Okay, then 1 day is per
I
step.
will do
Or
same way.
you can also pay to leave them in Illinois. If you want to
I
travel
Let's-
faster.
we have stables.
We
so let's
have
just keep
stables
them there.
now.
Okay. You also have people working for you now, so somebody's gonna take care of them. I hope.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
I say my tearful goodbye to all the horses.
Okay.
George doesn't.
George
The
will
George
look
does it.
into Warhorse's eyes, nods, and with still a sore throat, walks away while he sheds a tear.
You wanted to train your horse during downtime. Do you want to bring your horse?
George will say sad goodbyes to the cart,
Yeah.
to the chariot.
No, I'll figure out something else.
Not even a warhorse.
Well, the look and then
For like a small extra cost, you can have it also be brought back if you do want to bring it just to train it. I'll allow that. Yeah. In that case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 days by foot.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
In every
Or do we
city,
take it's that or it's a week by horse?
in every
It's up to you.
city we go through,
how much is it to like get them traveled back since that's an option?
It would cost you, I would say, 5 gold per mount to have them brought back.
Let's just go by mounts and then pay 20
Oh.
gold.
yeah, sure,
You basically get a messenger to ride it back for you.
sure.
Okay.
So
I
that's-
So-
should do that.
I
22,
don't have one.
22 days, considering you also leave the day
They pay
with
everything.
Well, then you can train your mount.
Yeah.
22 days, considering the day you spend with Frederik is kind of like a wishy-washy day. It is just it becomes, instead of 1 per square, it becomes 3 if you're traveling by horses. So that turns 22 into 21 point something. The point something will be the 1 day you guys spent in Rainfield still. So it took you 7 days, a full week, to travel
Okay.
to Illinois.
If we stop and sleep in one of the bigger cities, then Angie will perform there in taverns to earn a little money.
It's not downtime. This is not downtime.
I could try.
You
Also-
desperately want money.
Also, I told you, you have to be proficient with a tool
I
or
know.
something to be able to do that.
I know.
What do
Are you
wanna
proficient
perform?
with something you can perform with?
No. You didn't say tool. You said or performance.
I would allow you to use performance if you are proficient with a tool
never
that
mind,
requires
never
you to
mind,
use
never mind,
performance.
never mind.
That's why I'm learning how to play the flute.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You guys would arrive in the
just
evening.
go there. I will perform for you.
No.
Stand on stage.
I mean, I
What
feel
now?
like Zera is allowed to do the performance because I can tell real good stories.
Okay, that's fair.
Fine.
I feel like
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
allowed to do.
I read it. I just read it wrong.
That's fine, but also because you guys are traveling, you can't
No.
do that.
But only Zera can do this. You can only do it once in every
Fine.
city.
So, you arrive 7 days later, late in the evening in Illinois when most things are closed. Where do you guys want to go to stay?
What is open?
Taverns and such are still open. Or
I'm
if you have a specific other location.
You'll go to your wizard.
I'm just gonna be very rude and immediately go to Nestrin's tree and be like, I'm here!
Oh, that's just a tree and there's no response.
You'll hurt your hand.
Yeah.
Inns were here again?
There's a few.
Okay.
There's probably magical wards against that.
No, I'm not.
Fireball.
Fireball, and then you get fireball
Alright.
reversed back
Illinois has
22 million bars.
It only
I've named
has
them all.
22. Yeah, it only has 2 inns. It has the Autumn Stilla, which is a more expensive central inn. It would be considered comfortable. and you have the Roaring Boar Inn, which is the one you stayed in previously, which is in the outskirts, outside of the Ilmar walls, which is where, when you arrive, you do notice there being a relatively large dwarvish community present. There is, like, from before it was kind of like slums, now there are, like, decent houses being built, and there are shops that are currently closed, but there are there. The dwarves have, over the past nearly 2 years since you've seen them last, integrated into Ilmar pretty well.
I'm gonna do the next route thing and go to Elkian's house.
I mean,
I'm not gonna stop her. I'm gonna
Alright,
go
so-
to the inn.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go past all the people I know
Sure.
and be rude.
You,
So one lets me in.
well, first of all, where are you guys going to want to stay?
The
Just so with
dwarvish
that, for the
population.
week you guys are going to stay here, we can finish up payment and stuff like that.
Dwarvish population tavern. I forgot the name.
That one went up from a poor inn to a modest inn.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, good
So to stay there for a day will cost you 5 silver pieces per person.
Jesus, that's
Why do you think I'm going around all these houses of people I know?
just that's expensive.
Alright,
They have stables.
just so that we can have the payments of that kind of stuff, as well your horses, you'll have them for the week. Actually, your horses will cost for an additional person, so it's 1 gold if you also
Jesus.
put your horse there.
It's just 10 silver per night.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So, you guys want to stay in the Roaring Boar?
Yeah.
There is
We need to pay.
5 of you. There is 5 horses. You still have Bree's horse as well.
Oh right, we don't. We don't have a Bree with us. I forgot.
Nope.
I mean, we could have left the Bree horse though.
Yeah,
Could
we
have. Want to do that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so you only have 4 horses.
Like the only reason I took Bree's horse was to get it there.
True. So, you have 4 horses, 5 people. You guys want to pay individually or as a party?
What's in the party funds again?
I mean,
A total of a little over 1,000 gold.
Like, enough. But I personally am first gonna try to get free rooms for myself.
Okay. We want to start there then?
yeah, I'll just pay the 10 so.
Yeah, I'll pay for my own stay.
Yeah, so everybody pays for themselves if you stay in the tavern.
Yeah.
And that's 7 days, right?
I'll get to that.
7 gold.
But we'll get to
7
you first.
silver.
You arrive at Elkian's house, knock the fuck out of his front door, before at one point the door is opened by a familiar half-elf, or familiar elf, Ethan, the one who you met once before, who works for Elkian.
Hi.
Kind of like there in a nightgown with a light, like a lantern, kind of opens the door, looks down, sees you.
Hi.
Hi. Can I help you?
Yes. I just arrived. Can I sleep here?
I'm sorry, the master's bedchambers are not.
Can I have the couch?
Sorry, I don't think he'll. I can't. I'm sorry. There's no. In his absence, we do not allow any guests inside.
But it's me.
I'm aware, and I will ask him when he's back. But until then, I must say I can't do that.
Please.
Make a persuasion check.
You can do this. You don't disappoint me.
That's a
19!
For a total of?
19!
yes.
He goes.
Just one night!
There is a shed in the backyard.
I'll take it!
It's the best
And
I
I
can
walk
do.
in.
Well, he doesn't. When you do that, he kind of like closes the door. He goes, "I'll escort you around," and he escorts you around the building to the backyard where there is a small. It's not necessarily a shed. It's a little bit of a nicer, like, outdoorsy building where one could sit to be out of the house and have. It's a place to lounge, basically. Ethan goes, "I can allow you to sleep here, but not inside the house. My apologies."
I'll take it.
Take your entire stuff.
Ethan then leaves and goes back to bed. The rest of you, Zira leaves and you don't see her anymore.
Well, she'll be fine.
But you all pay for yourselves.
Well, it takes a moment for us to notice. Wait, Zira is gone.
Whilst the rest of you are
Doesn't
paying for
often.
your...
She's probably at Nestron or something.
The rest of you want to pay for your tavern rooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the rest of the party friends. The ones
It's-
who aren't here.
It's 1 gold. It's 1 gold per person per day. So you're staying 7 days. It's 7 gold per 70 silver.
Is it also 1 gold for me since I don't have a horse?
Right, you don't have a horse. I thought you all had a horse. You don't have a horse.
But
That
you
means
have
it's
a
only
chariot.
five silver for you. So
It's on my
3.5.
chariot.
So 3.5 gold for you.
You don't have to feed a chariot.
That too.
You have to feed it the souls of the damned. Don't
Yes,
you know
of
that?
course.
I mean, it depends on the chariot.
It's a hell chariot.
I'll pay for
Put in soul
myself.
coins.
No, you
70
guys have
gold?
a sports car.
Yes, so I have 733 gold left.
Or yeah,
no,
sorry, 70
70
silver.
You don't have gold.
Yeah, so I have 737 of 73
Silver.
silver. Sorry.
So it's like 3 gold and 5 silver.
If you guys don't choose to do it from the party funds, everyone, we'll just write it off from everyone.
Yeah.
I'll be paying part of it in silver and a part of it in gold.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
So if you
Well,
send them-
okay. How much gold do you pay, Chloe?
3 gold and 5 silver.
Okay, 5 silver and 3 gold. Sure. You don't pay anything yet. Bess?
30 silver, 4 gold.
30 silver and 4 gold.
I'm cheap and I make it work.
Bree doesn't have to pay anything because she's not here.
A platinum
And you're currently staying with Elkian. Now, the following morning, you get woken up by a longer elvish gentleman, vibrant green eyes, longer blackish hair, in a comfortable morning tunic, kind of like poking you with a pencil, kind of like, wake up.
I'm awake.
Hi. Nice to see that you're in town. I have been keeping an eye, although I missed that you would be sleeping here.
I did send you a warning through Jelly, you just didn't pay attention.
Well, I only check in sometimes. I'm not vigilant at every moment.
You don't see everything?
No.
Oh.
There's a limit of things that I must happen to be able to look through, otherwise I am unfamiliar with what's
So
happening.
you didn't see all my cool drawings I made of you?
Some I spotted. However, I must ask you to... I don't have guests over in my house.
Well, I'm not in your house right now.
Preferably not on the property. I will have... although I'm happy with your presence, and if you need anything from me, I'm here. I would also prefer if you would let your friend know that that his expedition is ready to go. I would, however, prefer if you slept not in my backyard, if you do not mind.
Okay, bye.
Walk away.
He can you see him being like, okay. Then he leaves. Which means you get 1 night free stay, the rest you'll have to pay.
Next person up next to him.
He will not allow you to, I'll tell you now, he won't allow you to sleep in this room, in this.
Yeah, I can be persuasive.
No.
He will not allow it. I'm telling you. So, you can either sleep outside.
I'm gonna get my free stay somewhere.
then
I
you
know
can-
more people here.
Then you can sleep outside. But Nestor will not allow you to sleep
I thought we were such good friends.
in his tower. However, when you do arrive, the doorway appears in in the tree. You're allowed to enter.
Wait, so I'm not allowed to stay, but this random creature whose language he didn't know at the start he met him is allowed to stay.
It's a
Wow.
scientific experiment.
Damn.
Nestering.
They
I
pay
need to
for
re-
it by
I need to rethink our friendship.
other means.
Sexy means.
No.
Maybe. You don't know.
Oh.
You don't know how kinky
But
that
Nestrin
is.
meets you in the living room and goes, I had a feeling you would be returning. Considering your interest in him and all, I'll have to tell you a few things. I heard you're interested in the language, and I have myself have been I've gotten close to understanding. We can hold decent conversations with one another. However, the thing you'd have to know is that they're not, how would you say, a regular individual, as one might explain it.
Would have guessed the creature we found in the cave, who's the only one who speaks this language, is not regular.
It doesn't remember. They don't remember any of their history or where they came from. I'll allow you to catch up with Xante themselves, and they will then further explain it. But keep in mind that they're different. Took them a while for me to get used to.
Okay.
However, my guest room is, I'm sorry, filled.
But I'm so tiny!
That is true.
I can't sleep on a couch.
I hold a lot of items within this tower that I prefer not to have any person easily have access to, so I normally don't keep guests.
Just put it on the top
I
shelf.
appreciate your presence, but I must ask you to, at nightfall, to take part and find a place to sleep elsewhere. There are a few good inns in town that I can recommend, but that is where I will have to let you go. I'm sorry. Until then, Xante is all yours. They're waiting.
Yes.
And he then continues, leaving you to meet with Xante, who's now at this point wearing very formal, aristocratic-like attire, a gilet over a puffy dress shirt, good, comfortable pants, still purple individual, bald head. You see the geometric shapes and designs all over the face and arms. More well-dressed, and you will have to spend a week to finish learning your language with him. That will be your downtime, your complete downtime. So, we're doing downtime now for everyone, which means at the end of your week, we'll end the downtime on day 8, midway through. That's where you complete your Mercedian. But at that point, you'll be done. You will be proficient with the language.
Yes.
You learn, in the meantime, whilst spending time with Xante. They aren't. They're a little strange in their mannerisms. They don't respect personal space, for one.
Same!
They don't hold back asking questions.
Same.
So in that one you're a little alike. You also find out Xante isn't a he or she, because considering they are made, they bring back their, they bring up their what they remember. They simply remember a test tube, and then their escape from it. Eventually, your recovery of them.
Was it the same one who broke out of the tower?
Yes, you do learn that it's the same individual.
Yeah,
Because they were created in it.
I knew it.
Because as far as they're aware, they've lived ever since that tube. They're not male or female. They're just they're just a person.
They're
They don't.
just a being.
Yeah, they also don't have a sex at all. In neither sense of the way.
Gender representation.
You also find out they, although they don't remember any life from before the tube, they seem to have dreams and flashes of a life that isn't theirs, although they are present in it, as if it were to be a dream. Whenever if they have a dream in the third person, or if there's a reflective surface in a dream, you learn that they can recognize themselves in it, although don't have memory of it ever happening.
So like a dream.
At the end of the week, Nestrin does kind of come up to you and goes, when you've become proficient in the language, it goes in the language, just for fun's sake. I hope that your venture here has been, you've gained from it what you wish. I myself am not the adventurous type, and the only other individual that I would know might venture back into the jungle would be Alkian, and him and I are not the best of friends. What I wanted to ask you and your group, if you happen to travel back to where you had first found Xanthe, I would appreciate you finding the corpse of the individual who conducted the experiments there.
I did not take that corpse back then. I took the baby.
I wish to know what its intentions were with Xanthe. Maybe they can shed a little bit more light on what their goals were. I am familiar with the fact that they are deceased and had been for some time.
Yeah, we killed him.
I myself have no way of speaking to the dead. However, if you have a way of doing that yourselves, I would very much appreciate it. But otherwise, go there, reinvestigate, see if you can find anything what their purpose was. Maybe we can find out where Xanthe came from. Xanthe themselves kind of like comes up to you at the end of the week and goes,
I think George.
I hope that I helped with whatever you require. Sorry that I don't have all the information, but I don't know a whole lot about me, or where I am, or what I'm doing. I would appreciate some help, but at the same time, I don't like to venture out of the
So you don't want to go to a blood portal with me?
What?
I definitely told him about the blood portals.
No, not my forte. Thank you. I would appreciate, if you do have any information or need any help, you can contact me. Nestrin has been teaching me some tricks. I have a knack for it.
Now?
Some. I had some random magic happen before, which is what you found me in. I would appreciate... yeah. I'm simply saying if you have any other information or find any other information, I would appreciate it. Till then, I will stay here with Nestrin, getting myself a little bit more comfortable with controlling the magic that I have before I wish to venture out into any blood portal.
That's fair. Blood portals are weird.
Yeah, they are. Anyways, good to really meet you and be able to speak now. Was rather difficult in the beginning.
No, there was no
I will
one who
also-
spoke this.
I will also pick up common over time, I hope.
You should learn Draconic.
That sounds like a lot of effort.
Wow.
I'll try, however, I don't have a whole lot of things to do anyways. But I wish you good luck in your ventures, and if you do happen to find the person that created me, if you find anything out about why or what I am, I would appreciate it.
Yes.
Although, considering that you told me that there's places where this language is found,
Yes, I also saw 2 ghosts that looked like you. But they
Oh.
were definitely male and female.
okay, well, don't know what to do with that. Cool. But considering that there's text and there's people that look like me that you've encountered, I guess I might not be the only one.
Who knows? They were ghosts, though.
Yeah, okay, that's not the best. Yeah,
But there's hope.
there's hope. Thank you, at least, for the attempt. And let us know. That is your downtime. You wanted to do something with your downtime. You wanted to train your horse, right?
Yep.
Okay. Your horse weak. So to make your horse cool.
To make your horse buff. Knock off war horse. Yeah.
You'll have to do combat with it, like a Pokemon. Yeah, it has to kill. It has to kill a couple things. That's how you get experience points.
Commoners.
Replacing a lost mount. If a mount perishes, you can replace that mount by buying or otherwise acquiring a new one. To fill in for the amount of experience it has missed by not traveling with you throughout your adventures, you can spend 1 work week training your mount. Each week you spend training your mount raises 1 level to a maximum equal to its owner's character level. So, you can say, I'll put it down here. Bash working with Hans. You'll need to do 10, because you're level 10 right now. You need to do 10 work weeks, which is 50 days. You'll only do this alone. Work weeks, yeah. So you have to do this alone, but that doesn't slow down your progress. So you have spent 7.5 days doing it, meaning your horse has gone, because it's in increments of 5, your horse has only gone up 1 level, which does mean you get to roll a d6 and add that to its yeah.
Do I add it on top of
Oh, actually, hold up. Considering it already has at least 1 d6, because it's level 1, it has to start at level 1. It will only take you 45 days, because it has to start on level 1. You buy a level 1 horse, basically. So you now trained it up to level 2. So did you roll for the very first one?
No.
Okay, in that case, roll 2d6, add its constitution modifier twice, and that will be its hit point pool.
Because you just have the standard, which is 13.
That's my bad. It's not supposed to be that way, but...
You
Alright. Because your horse can't get any weaker than it was.
13 hit points. We start at 13, so...
Yeah. It will be 13, adding twice its constitution modifier. Because how many hit dice does it have there? Its total hit points are 13 because something times dice.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
Can you give me the card?
It doesn't say on the card.
Should say.
Jesus! You stop. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
That's 2d10 plus 2.
Yeah, but because normally a horse can't get above 2d10, I changed it to d6s, otherwise, because 10d10 at level 10 is a lot.
But I mean, at level 10, my horse is...
Yeah, considering it's level 2 there, if you train it, it will only go above 13. So whenever you get over 13, when you get at level 3, you start adding up above 13.
So it's 13.
It's 13 now.
That's level 2.
Yeah, and at level 3, you roll a dice and add it to the 13. Level 4, you add it again. So now you've trained it to the point that you can go beyond what it normally is. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this thing's doing. But we have this one. It's worked fine the entire time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, alright.
That's your downtime. Your downtime.
Yes.
What do you want to do?
I wanted to work for a bit on the mana treats still.
Mhm.
I
Did
have
you
4 days left.
Okay. So 4 days of those, you can write those off, and then you'll have 3 days left.
No, I already had 3 days.
Oh, you have 3 days left to do with your downtime, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can write that off. Those are finished.
So how many treats do I get?
None. You've finished the recipe at that point, right?
No, already. I have the recipe. Right? I'm not sure because I already had the material.
Let me check. Schematic.
I spent a while learning all the types of recipes.
Yes. Tinker fishing, shopping spree, grappling schematic, necklace schematic, guard schematic. You finished a bunch of schematics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you finished a bunch of treats. Finishes mana treat recipe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
you
I was
finished
making them and it cost
Okay.
a 1 work week to make
Yeah.
an amount.
Okay, I'll look up how many you get afterwards because I'll have to dive back into when you were making those.
A while ago.
So remind me of that after the session. What else? You have 3 days left in that case.
Then also during the week I'll tell everyone about the thing that happened to me.
We'll get to a point where
but I wanted to say that I'll do that.
We'll pick up next session with that.
Yeah, and I want to the last 3 days I want to look for ice.
Ice is very easily found. You find her working security for Bran.
Oh, okay.
Hidden, he's aware of her situation, and you guys are invited to meet with Bran at the end of the week.
Yeah, so
That's where we'll pick up next session in a meeting with Bran. Unless there's anything else you want to do.
maybe start on another treat. I'll
Okay.
start on the, let's see. I have fire breathing treats.
Alright.
I have as well.
We'll have to work on that outside of the game. 'cause
Yeah,
I
don't
don't have that with me right now.
that's like 3 work weeks, I think.
Angie, anything you
I
want?
need money.
Okay, that's true.
So I have a small chest filled with gems.
Okay,
So I'll start.
it should say what kind of gems are in there.
Yeah, 7 pieces of coral,
Yeah.
3 pearls, 1 aquamarine gem, and 1 blue sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure they're from them.
Okay. What do you?
Starting with the 7 pieces of coral.
Can you give me the card?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. You want to start with the 7 pieces of coral. What do you want to make?
How big are the gems?
Like no pieces are bigger than that.
Maybe like earrings?
Okay.
Something like that.
Make the whole matching jewelry set.
Yeah, see what I can.
Well, I need you to tell me what you want to make with it.
With a necklace.
Okay. That will cost. Let's see. A set of earrings can be 1. So set of earrings and a necklace. That's 2 out of the 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Each are 100. So base input is at least 200 gold.
Yeah.
Alright. I need you to. Let's see. Go ahead and roll a jewelry kit check using your sleight of hand.
That's +1.
And then add your proficiency
Yeah,
because you're proficient
that's
in.
+4.
Okay. So you have steady hands working with gems.
Yeah. Okay. So that's settled +5. That's 10.
Okay. That was for the earrings. Now go ahead and roll for the necklace.
That's a 22.
22, very well. You're trying to sell these for money, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. So from the 7 pieces, you now have 5 left.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. Now you get it back. You got a 10 for the earrings. Trying to sell them relatively fast, not looking for a very particular buyer. The base input cost was 100 gold,
Mm-hmm.
which means you can sell them for 200 gold.
Okay.
So you can add 200 gold.
Yeah.
Because you didn't spend any gold to make them, just gems. So 200 gold for those. And then you rolled a 22 for the necklace. That means let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I'm doing something wrong. Let's see. Let me do calculus real quick.
Take your time.
100. So that is your investment. Oh yeah, you make 320 gold from that one.
320.
Yes.
So that's 520 gold.
Total, yeah.
That's not too bad, actually.
And how much time am I?
That's your week,
Okay.
I would say.
For a week's work.
Well, there's also a chance if she rolled, like, you can double your investment with working. Minimum has to be a 10. If you roll below a 10, you botch your work.
Oh,
You
yeah.
lose the gem. You lose any input you put in it. And then everything you roll above 10 is how many percent you get back on your investment. So a 10 gets you 100% more than you put in.
Yeah.
So put on 100 gold, makes it 200 gold. Kind of like that. I don't have a whole system for it. That's just what I did right now.
Maybe you should write a system for it because I'm gonna use it more.
We'll see how much downtime you guys are going to take and how much you actually need. That's your downtime. That's everybody's downtime?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get through George and Bree's downtime with them at the beginning of next session. However, at the end of your week, you are called in 2 meetings. Elkian wishes to speak with you, and Bran wishes to speak with you. It's up to you where you want to go first.
Yeah, well.
But both of them wants to talk.
Isn't it easier if we? Oh wait, we have to meet them both.
They both want to meet with you.
Then I'll say Bran because.
Yes, because I have a funny bit now for that.
Okay. and you.
Yeah,
said you...
I would have mentioned that.
Yeah,
that
so
happened.
and because you're here, then let's do that.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, that's where we're going to be picking up next session. Hopefully I can get this thing to work again. I don't know why I didn't want to do it. It kept up most of the session.
Yeah.
But that's that. Thank you guys for coming out to play. Thank you guys for coming out to watch, whether you did that here or you did that on YouTube at a later date. We will be back again next week with everybody, where we're going to be choosing whether you guys are going into the Arctic or into the jungle. But considering some recent events, we're leaning in a particular direction. And we'll talk about the tavern. There's a lot of stuff to talk in between the sessions.
Yes.
We'll be okay. Alright, in that case, thank you for coming out, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.